to Frances Fitzgerald, please.
To Dali. Your record as an equality champion while Minister in Malta is well known and appreciated, and I was very impressed when I met you. Your commitment and competence are well established. However, as the first speaker to question you, it would be remiss of me not to raise this issue. This Parliament has concerns with the situation in Malta and the record and values of the government you have been part of for the past 6 years in relation to two specific issues. First of all, in relation to the assassination of investigative journalist Daphne Caruana Galizia, whose family may indeed be watching today. Are you satisfied yourself with the progress to date with the investigation and public inquiry? How would you seek to protect journalists in your role as Commissioner to prevent such a horrendous crime happening again, given your experience in Malta? This is an opportunity for you to address and clarify your views. Secondly, in relation to the Panama Papers and the involvement of one of your fellow ministers, do you agree with that minister's actions at the time? What lessons have you learned from government at that point, and how would you put them into practice in your role as Commissioner?
Thank you for your question, and thank you for your appreciation. And I must say that the feeling is mutual. Yes, you mentioned the brutal crime of Daphne Caruana, of the femicide of journalist Daphne Caruana Galizia. And I must say that extraordinary circumstances require extraordinary measures. And in fact, we wanted to have the involvement of European institutions such as Europol and the NFI, and even international institutions such as the FBI. I remember being myself saying that NFI should investigate, because I had already experience of them, because I had brought the NFI in Malta to train our police in forensic investigations. So I had an experience of how very good they are. And I must say, there has been significant progress. Like in 50 days, three persons were arrested and placed under indictment. And this is something which is still ongoing, as you know. But with reference to the other part of your question, I will do all my power to guarantee free press, free from harassment or intimidation. With regards to your second part of the question, and you asked whether I agree, and I say no, I do not agree. I would have done things totally different. Throughout my political career, I stood up for good governance and the rule of law and democracy. And as minister, I pushed for the introduction of a commissioner for standards in public life, which is now in place.
Sorry, I'm very strict already in the beginning. In order to remind you that we have this rule, 1 minute for the questions, 2 minutes for the answer, 1 minute for a follow-up, 1 minute for the follow-up answer. And I'm already quite strict in the beginning in order to remind all members to respect the rules, please. And of course, you, Commissioner Designate. So with this, I give the word back to Frances Fitzgerald for the follow-up question.
Thank you for your response. Obviously, issues around the rule of law, freedom of the press and justice are central to any equality or indeed gender strategy. And that's why I asked those questions, as well as because of the concern about those issues across this Parliament. But returning to the gender equality strategy that you intend to build, could I ask you to outline in some detail how you intend to build that strategy? What methodology do you intend to use? What consultation with NGOs? And perhaps you would outline the kind of timetable that you envisage.
Thank you. As we know, there's so much that we have to do, but this gender strategy will contain pay transparency, gender participation, the pay and pension gap, violence against women. It will address gender stereotypes, because, as you know, it is pointless legislating unless we change attitudes and unless we change cultures. So there will be a specific section on how to address gender stereotypes. There will also be a chapter on work-life balance. So all that we are going to do throughout this mandate vis-à-vis gender equality will be part of the strategy.